So if she could go through, then I was trying to get my little self through. Even if the space was this big, just trying to get through so that I can have a small chance, even if it's just this big. Hi guys, it's Afro Puffy, back at it again with another video with 2 puffs to accommodate this video today. My hair is a mess right now and I need a shower terribly. I've been slacking a bit with my posting schedule, just a tiny bit. I was supposed to post this video on like Saturday, Sunday, so I'm probably going to be editing 2 videos this week. Just need to get it together a bit. I got sidetracked. Hopefully after this week I will be back on track. So I adopted a cat last week. It was very tedious, the whole process. And I would like you to meet her. She's a part of my family. Just 1 second. Ooh. This is Tiger Lily. She is 2 years old. She loves scritches. She lets me hold her for like a few seconds. Not going to get a lot of camera time because she's very squirmy once I get to like 30 seconds of holding her, but I wanted to talk about the adoption process, anyone else that's looking to adopt, and how difficult it is. I haven't had a cat since childhood, since I was little, and that cat was found on the street. She was a bit rough around the edges. Actually having to pay and go through the process of getting a background check, having to fill out all these forms, and even before that going through a whole waiting process just to hear back from those people, it's frustrating. It is the worst. And adoption is hard. So my first thoughts were, when I was about to start looking, was I wanted a black cat. I wanted a black cat, and I wasn't looking for an adult cat. I was looking for a kitten so that it could grow with me. However, it was hard to find black kittens, and when I found a place where I could actually see them before me, and was like, wow, look at all these shelters that have all these black kittens and all these black cats. And I was shooting inquiries at each of the shelters, and I wasn't getting anything. There was this one cat that I absolutely wanted. His name was Jinx, and who knows where he is now, or if he's even that size that he's presented in the picture, or if he's even available. But that was, at first I just focused on that one cat. I was like, okay, I want this one. And they said, we'll respond to you in XYZ amount of time. And I waited XYZ amount of time and more. Where is my response? I have heard nothing from these people. I couldn't even call them. They have no location because all the cats were fostered. So it was surprising to me when I finally got a response within a matter of minutes. We will let you know if you're picked. I remember doing the inquiry and not hearing anything back, so actually going through with the adoption application, it was like, this must be just me. Let me just prove to them that I'm serious about this. And I didn't hear anything for probably a week and a half, a week and some change. So I messaged them and I was like, did you guys receive my application? And they immediately messaged me back and was like, what's your name? And I told them my name, and they were like, oh, sorry, it was in our spam. And the amount of shock that was on my face was like, oh my gosh. At least I messaged them. It was so great that I messaged them. Look at this. They said, now we have your application and we'll look at it. Give us X, Y, and Z amount of time. I gave them X, Y, and Z amount of time and more. Didn't hear from them. Messaged them again. Hi. So was I approved? Is everything okay? And they were like, we'll let you know if you got approved. I never heard anything from them. So from then on, I decided to start mass applying. because I didn't know that it was going to be hard for me to get accepted. I had checked in. I was very on top of checking up on my adoption application status, and I got nothing from it. The lady never responded to me after that. I didn't feel a need to say something after I was told, I'll let you know if you got accepted. I would have at least liked to know if I didn't get accepted or if someone else got him, because if he's still there and I didn't get accepted, I would have at least liked to know why, but I didn't feel like pushing any further. My sister wanted a black cat as well, at least for me to have a black cat, because set my African American brothers free, my G. Okay, I had it all planned out. It was going to be ideally a boy cat, and I was going to name him Hal, from Howl's Moving Castle. It was going to be great. I am a huge Howl's Moving Castle fan, and I had it in my mind that was going to be the name. And if it was a girl, it was probably going to be some nerdy anime name like Stella Luna. And going back to that, I had found a cat actually that was named Stella Luna. She was gorgeous. I was like, I'm going to get this cat. I think it was at another shelter, and I messaged them, I sent an inquiry, then I sent an adoption application to seal the deal, to be like, yes, I'm interested in a cat, please give her to me, please start the process. And I, once again, got no response. Along with Stella Luna, I sent multiple applications to about like multiple cats that fit my description. They didn't even have to be black, just cats that I found cute. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. These people don't have a phone number, no location. I just have to rely on the fact that they are going to email me back. I had found this other black cat at another shelter. I had sent an inquiry and was like, she is adorable, I want her now. The next day, they were like, oh yeah, she has an adoption pending. Imagine the anger, the rage on my face. I was like, why is she still up? Why is she on the website if her adoption is pending? Why did you even talk to me about her? What was the purpose? What was the point? I don't get it. I checked the website and it ended up saying adoption pending, but I swear I did not remember seeing that the first time I saw her on the site. And I checked the available cats they had. They had very, very few kittens. Apparently there's a kitten season, which is supposed to be coming up, but my patience was running low. Mind you, this is in the span of weeks, probably like a month and some change of going through a bunch of different shelters, going through a bunch of different cats on the Pet Finder app, going through a bunch of different phone numbers and emails, inquiring, sending adoption applications, mass applying about all of these different cats just so I can get at least one response. And other than the ones that I just mentioned, I got pretty much nothing. I would have expected these people to be like, oh, thank God she's interested. Let me just throw this cat my way. Take her. We have no room. We have so many cats. And that was not the case. I'm guessing that everybody is in high demand of taking the cats that I want. Adopting cats is in high demand. Maybe I'm just plain ignorant. I was getting discouraged. Not even going to lie, I was getting discouraged. That was close to the last straw. I was like, what? How am I going to do this? I had seen a tuxedo cat from a private owner. I was like, this has to, I need to get a response from this guy. This isn't anyone I have to go through a process with, a huge process with, compared to a shelter or a rescue. Just be straight and dry. I have this cat at my house, come take him for this fee. Okay, it was cheap. I think it was like $50 or $70. I was willing to take the tuxedo cat. My sister told me the day after that she had found a cat at the shelter that she was looking at that had a black kitten. Mind you, this kitten was like a few weeks old, adorably small. However, it would prove to be a challenge to look after the cat because you can't leave a kitten that young alone when I have to work 6 times a week. And although my mother teleworks, the kitten would need a lot of attention. Therefore, it was feeling kind of shaky with that. She had also mentioned that she found a black cat that was older, I think 8 or 9 months. Cute cat. They both were adorable. So I was set to call the next day to call that number and ask them about the cats. Because my sister had just come back from an appointment looking at the actual cat that she was interested in. So if she could go through, then I was trying to get my little self through. Even if the space was this big, just trying to get through so that I can have a small chance, even if it's just this big. It should not be this hard to get a cat. And people are complaining about how there's too many animals in the shelter and talking about, oh, we're a no-kill shelter and oh, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. If the process is this difficult, if the process is this frustrating, who would want to adopt? I cannot imagine adopting a child. Too many animals in the shelter, especially when they get older, less popular when they get older, and just getting crowded in the shelter. There's just piling up all these cats, all these animals, blah, blah, blah. You would think these people would be throwing these cats my way. If my background check is clean, if it looks all good on my adoption application, what's the problem? What is the problem? So I had initial hope when she showed me those cats and had the phone number right in my hand. And mind you, those cats had just come up. She did not see them before. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna call about these cats. I was off the following day, so I went to run out some errands. I was passing by PetSmart, and I was like, let me just see if they have cats. Let me just tickle myself. I just walk myself into PetSmart and say, let me just look at the cute animals for a second. Let me just see if they have cats. And lo and behold, there are 2 cats in my presence. I say, oh, how cute. Let me just look at them. Even if there is a glass screen separating us, let me just get some interaction. I see a tuxedo cat, bored out of his mind. He's just sitting there staring into space. So I look in the neighboring cube. That's the only way I can describe it. And there is, as I've just recently learned what the breed is called, a black mackerel tabby cat. And she is looking at me with these big green eyes and starts rubbing herself against the glass. Looks at me, turns around, and then rubs herself on the glass again. And just keeps doing that while looking at me like she's trying to convey affection through the glass. And I can't stop looking at her. I was taken aback. I was like, wow, this is not my aesthetic black cats. Not that I have anything against other cats, it was just I wanted to go big and actually get my ideal cat. But here I am getting mesmerized by this tabby cat, and the way she was looking at me and the way that she did not stop or get bored of just rubbing herself against the glass and acting all affectionate and sweet, I was like, she's probably super cuddly, which is what I was looking for. So I'm absolutely in love with this cat in the matter of a minute. And I go to the cashier at the PetSmart. I was like, I want the tabby cat in the window. And the lady is taken aback and was like, do you at least want to interact with her? I, of course, said yes. Of course. So on the brink of a moment, just out of nowhere, at random, I decided to buy that cat. The fee was a bit more than I was hoping for. She was $175. The other cats that I was looking at was $125. But whatever. I was doing this on a whim. Just random at the moment. That's me. However, they only take the cash, and I only had my credit card, so I had to walk through with all the bags in my hand, all these bags in my hand, trying to figure out where I could find an ATM and figure out if I could even use my credit card. That day I learned how to take money out of my credit card from the ATM. And that itself was a journey because there was so much walking. I have no car. So holding all these bags, walking around, getting hot, getting the money. I had to look up how to take money out of my credit card. I had never done that before, never taken cash out of my credit card. I learned I didn't even have a PIN for my credit card to use it on an ATM. I had never done it, but I found out how to do it. I was out there struggling in the CVS and I figured out a way. So go me. I finally get the cash. Mind you, I had been to like several different stores, so I just have all these bags in my hand. Just like scurrying through with all these bags, finally having the cash, and I decided to get her food first, like all of the supplies I would need. I was probably in there searching for her things, trying to be frugal at the same time for like an hour and a half. At least it felt like an hour and a half. I to this day don't know how long it took, but it was at least 45 minutes to an hour. I was there for a long time trying to decide what's the best litter, what's the best food that I can afford. I had to sign a bunch of forms, but it wasn't, I wasn't complaining since I didn't have to go through a waiting process, which is why I jumped on it even more. Because with PetSmart, I just have to fill out the forms and then take the cat. That was it. Fill out the forms and then take the cat. Versus waiting on a rescue or shelter, start an inquiry, maybe fill out the forms, and then go through this huge waiting period to even hope to be graced with a response and email. No calls, absolutely no calls. I got no calls. And when I had checked afterwards, I still got nothing from these people. Only from the tuxedo cat owner, which I had already told him it was too late for me to get the cat now. It was a whole process. I had found out they got me these coupon books, which made me love PetSmart even more. Like I felt like a princess compared to the treatment that I was getting online with the shelters and rescues, just feeling like a reject, just feeling like a straight up criminal trying to get these cats. Like, no, you're not allowed, don't come near us, we're not going to respond to you. I was so happy I didn't buy the stuff before I got the cat. I had just had the stuff in the cart and was going to get the cat and then pay for it. If I had bought the stuff and come back only to realize I got a coupon book after I bought the stuff, I would have been so mad. I was so grateful. Getting home was fantastic, by the way. Like calling a Lyft, I just had bags to bags and the cart on my arms, had this carrier. Thankfully they found a soft carrier for me. It looks like this. Compared to like the hard ones, it looks like this. I'm very grateful for this. It was really easy to carry her that way. Thankfully my Lyft was a van. What are the odds? God must love me. I was so grateful, and the guy helped me put the stuff in his car and then back out the car when I got home. When we got to my house, he helped me put the stuff at my door, the heavy stuff, the litter, the food. He helped me with all of that. So 5 stars, my G. 5 stars to you. You're amazing. I just wanted to share my adoption process with you guys. It probably took a total of 1 to 2 months. But I definitely think it was worth it. I get along very well with Tiger Lily, and I would definitely say it was worth it. I would do it again. I never ended up calling the shelter about the black cat. I felt like I could have easily booked an appointment. Who knows, maybe I could have been wrong, but honestly, based off of what I had been through, I couldn't wait any longer. I absolutely adore her and her constant need to go back and forth when it comes to getting scritches and cuddles. She's like, it's like she's going around in circles. She'll go like this way, and then that way, and then this way, and then that way. Regarding cuddles, just scratching her hair, but like, no, I think I want to be scratched here. No, maybe here. No, maybe here. Maybe here. Maybe here. And it is so funny to watch. She's pretty laid back and has moments that she just starts bolting back and forth. So pretty much I adopted a crackhead, and I'm here for it. I'm all for it. So yeah. Leave a comment down below if you have any adoption experiences you want to talk about, or just what your pet is like. I absolutely adore animals, so that's why I had to jump on this opportunity when I finally was in the position to adopt. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye! 바다 같은 너의 그 입술이 내겐 어떤 별보다 이쁘지 너에게로 이어지는 기분이